Station time, and we are live. If you are an early elementary teacher, then station time is a big part of your day. It's a big part of how you teach. It's a big part of your planning. It can take up a lot of time. We love stations, right? Stations, when done right, are amazing. But there is one thing that is wrong with stations, and that is it takes a lot of prep, right? You might have anywhere from 5, 10, 12 stations going at one time, centers going at one time, and it's hard to find materials that meet the criteria of independent, engaging, academic, and low teacher prep. You got to have the low teacher prep if there's going to be that many stations, right? And so that is why I'm doing these Wednesday live streams to help you out. And it is March, so we're going to go around the theme of March themes. So today we're doing some St. Patrick's Day themed things. If you are ready, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I already see a bunch of people giving some thumbs up, and we will get started. Okay, the first one that we are going to take a look at, it's over in my stations here, right here. Let's get them writing. Let's get them creative. Let's get them writing. Let's keep them busy learning, right? So important. And while we're doing this, if you have any questions at all, go ahead and type them into the live chat. If you're watching on a replay, go ahead and put them down below and we will get them answered. So this little activity is in the description down below. It is a freebie for you. So go ahead and look down below after we're done explaining, because there's little tips and tricks I want to show you. And then we can go on to the second activity. All right. But the first one is a transformation writing. If you were here last week, you know all about transformations. Basically, they are taking a shape, any shape at all, and transforming it into something else. Kids love transformations. There's kind of a step-by-step here, but basically, let me show you. They have the sheet, right? You make copies. I would suggest this is an activity that they can do over and over and over. Doing this just once is fine and dandy, but doing it twice and 3 times will just bump up that amazingness of this. They can do this several times. So they take this sheet, and I have a couple options for you. One that's already done, or a blank one with, here's an extra sheet if they're so inclined. You know, you always have those little writers in your class that they're like, can I have another piece of paper? I'm like, sure. Or you can make a copy of this. They can cut it out, and then they can place the shamrock wherever they want in the square. So their job is to take the shamrock and to transform it into anything they want. So it could be transformed into a puppy nose. It could be transformed into, let me find a pen. Oh, I'm going to do it with a pen. A puppy nose, or a kite, or some eyes. I like the idea of eyes. Okay. So they're going to transform it into some eyes. Maybe I don't like the idea of eyes. I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe it's one of those, oh, I know what it is. It's a smiling mum. All right. It's one of those little smiley mums. And so they do their transformation. They can put a little sunshine. They do a lot of detail up in their picture. Then down below, they do the story. They have a spot for a title up here. They can do this again and again and again. All right. So The best time to model this, I would model this during morning meeting time. I would do this as a whole group first during my morning meeting time, show them how it works, show the expectation, then I would put it in a station. And I wouldn't just, as I said, put it in the station for one rotation through. I would make enough copies for the students to do this again and again. So maybe next time their shamrock's going to turn into a kite or a puppy nose, like I said, or wheels on a truck, or whatever they can dream of. The more they do this, of course, the better they are going to get. All right. So make sure you grab that down below. If you like that, activities like this, will you hit the like button so I know that you like them? All right. Super. Grab that freebie. If you are liking today's stuff, subscribe so that next week we're going to do a little something. Stay tuned to the end to get a little sneak peek of more stuff for your stations. All right, go ahead and subscribe down below. Let's grab the next thing. Are you ready? I'm just going to take the whole box out because there's a few things in here that I need. These are little Shamrock color templates, color sheet templates. Now you can use these for just a color sheet activity in your stations, and there is nothing wrong with that. I find the kids get a little bored with color sheets after a while, and they color it depending. Some little sweeties, they can color for 4 hours and not be bored, but most of your kindergartners and first graders are going to color for about 7 minutes, and then they're going to be like, I'm done. Okay. But this is full of a whole bunch of different templates. So we have just the, well, let's go on down and take a little look, shall we? This is full of, let's see, there's just some stuff there for you. When you get this, make sure you grab these freebies too, okay? Make sure you grab those. Just a regular template. So what can you do with this? They can color it, make some copies. They can practice writing their sight words or their spelling words in there. They can, since it's March, lucky number 7, they can think of all the ways to write number sentences that equal 7 or have 7 in them, right? Anything, so many ideas that you can do with that. The idea I have for this one is I put it in a page protector, and something fun they can do is with some dice. And if you're doing the early finish your solution little pack, they already have a little set of dice. You don't even have to set it up. And if they're doing just one dice, then you would number all your shamrocks 1 through 6 so that when they roll them, they can color them in. Let's bump it up a little bit though. Let's go ahead and do 2 dice first. Let's go ahead and label our shamrocks 2 through 12, right? And again, this is something that you can show them at morning meeting. This is a game that they're probably pretty familiar with. 12, and I have a couple left over, so let's do 9 and 7. All right, and let's have a red guy. Red and purple. And they can play with a partner or play color against color by themselves. They roll, they add 9. Red gets 9. They color it. And I like to have them tally as they go. Purple's turn. 5 plus 5. You're right. 10. They color it. They tally as they go. They keep going and going and going until all of the numbers are colored in. And then they decide who colored in the most. All right. I like the tallies because it gives them practice grouping by 5s, doing the tally marks, things like that. What do you think? Do you like what's in my stations? I hope you do. Now is a great time for any questions. If you have any questions, let me know. While I'm waiting for some questions, if they happen to pop up, one of the questions that I get a lot from people is how many kids should be in each station? And through a lot of trial and error, which I did a lot of error, I always found that 2 kids per station was the best. And the reason I never wanted to do more than 2 is because it just seemed like 3, there's always an odd guy out, but 4, it just seemed like then it's a party. And then there's some racket. And then it's like, oh, you're my partner. No, you're my partner. There's confusion around that. It just gets to be a little bit hard to manage. So 2 at each station, which means you're probably going to need a lot more stations for them to rotate through, right? And that's one of the reasons I want to provide you with some ideas. Okay, speaking of ideas, for next week, we will have another little St. Patrick's Day freebie for you, but it's kind of, I was looking at it today going, that's not going to be enough. No way. So I pulled up a little free sample of my wingding game that is in the early finisher solution. This game is a favorite with kids. So we are going to play that next week. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and hit the little notification bell, because you're going to want to be here next week for that freebie, because it is going to be fun. I want to show you how to play it. Kids love it. All right. And again, it's one that they can play again and again and again and again. Don't be swapping out your stuff once they go through the rotation. It is okay for them to do things over and over and over. All right. Yay. I hope that all those ideas helped you for today. My name is Angie, and I was in the classroom for 25 years, so I did a lot of stations. And I want you to remember, the creator of the universe loves you, and I think you're pretty amazing too. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.